What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. We are back with another Funko Fusion video, and today I am going to talk about my top 10 favorite characters in Funko Fusion. This video is going to be very anticlimactic. If you know anything about me, you obviously know who number one is, and that is what it is. But we're going to go ahead and talk about some of my favorite characters in this game. What I love about this game is it brings the toys to life without being toys to life, by the way. But there's some really cool characters in the game, lots of nostalgia factor, and there's so much room for growth. Funko Pops are amongst the biggest toys in the world. You literally see them everywhere, gas stations. You know, I'm pretty sure they have them at restaurants. I mean, it's crazy. They have just literally taken on a life of their own. And to be able to see them come to life the way that they have in this game is fantastic. So one character I refuse to put on my top 10, even though he is the most used character in the game, not just by myself, but by literally everybody that understands, is this guy right here. He's called the Norwegian, and he is the extra character that you unlock in the thing. All right, so there he is right there. Every level, all the 7 main levels, have a bonus character, a 5th character right here that you unlock, and all of them have a special perk. And with those perks, you know, you get something extra, like, you know, super speed or whatever. And the Norwegian has invincibility. He literally cannot take damage, he cannot be hurt, he cannot die. So he is easy mode, safe mode. And I, like many other people, absolutely took full advantage of him when I was trying to 100% complete levels. But I don't love that. I wish instead of these characters having that perk unlocked, I wish that you unlocked the perk for everybody. I wish that there was some kind of a toggle in the menu or something that acted like a red brick in the Lego games where you have the opportunity to set invincibility for anyone, because I don't think there's anything interesting about playing this basic hodgepodge generic character, and I don't have a problem with the character existing. It makes sense. I understand why they did it. It's cool. But I don't think anybody would use this guy if it weren't for the fact that he was freaking invincible. So anyway, that's why I wanted to start with him, because I wanted to acknowledge that if in the grand scheme of things, you would think this was my favorite character with how much you're going to see him in my videos, but that's why. That's the only reason why I use him, is because he literally can't take any damage. I will say, the red chrome variant for these figures are amazing. I love the red chrome. I have like a red chrome Boba Fett. I think I have a red chrome Batman. I have a few red chrome figures. They're usually Target exclusives, I believe. Not always, but sometimes. And I love using the red chrome variant on this guy. So anyway, let's get to the real list. All right, so let's get going. At number 10, from Five Nights at Freddy's, we have Foxy the Pirate. I guess you could kind of interchange Foxy and Freddy, but I just think Foxy is so much cooler because he's a pirate. He's got that hook hand. He's got that massive cannon on his for a gun. And I love these flocked versions of the character, okay? So if you don't know what a flocked Funko Pop is, it's got like this fuzzy texture to it that almost makes it feel like it's fur. And I think the Five Nights at Freddy's level is one of the best designed character or levels in the game. It really makes you feel like you're in Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's really well done. It, like, there's a little bit of tension there, but I never felt like too stressed. And I just think that they did it right. It was such a cool experience. And Foxy, I don't know where he stands in the hierarchy of animatronics, but I don't know, man. He looks cool. I like him. He shoots, I think, is that tomato? Or is he shooting like tomatoes? That's kind of funny. I don't know. I like him. I wish I got to use him a little bit more. As far as where you get him, you actually get him in the Scott Pilgrim versus the World. That is where you will actually unlock the cameo world. I think it's level 3 off the top of my head. And he does have a couple different variants. I think I have most of them. If we go into here, he's got his regular plastic Foxy. He's got a variant from The Thing, and he has a zombie variant. So at number 10, we have Foxy the Pirate. At number 9, if you followed my story, if you followed me on the Twitters, on the X's, on the social medias, you're probably going to be a little surprised. At number 9, we have Chucky, and I'm going to give you a vulgarity warning here. There's no way I can get through this segment without calling this little fucker out for being a little bitch, okay? I will always remember this game for what I had to go through to unlock this little son of a bitch, okay? He is easily one of the biggest jerks in video gaming. The process for unlocking him makes so much sense. It works. It's like a really good, like, as far as like game design goes, like the design for unlocking him is awesome. Like it works. It's exactly what you would expect from this little bitch Chucky from Child's Play, okay? And everywhere I go, I see his face. He's following me everywhere. And that's the real reason he's probably actually on this list, is because I'm scared that he is literally real and going to show up. Look at the way he runs. He runs with that damn knife out like he's gonna murder me. And I believe he is under my bed and waiting and lurking to get me right now. And I just, there's no way he couldn't be on this list. Okay, my story when it comes to this game is going to always include this little asshole Chucky, okay? You have to find him in 7 different worlds, and you have to beat him like 5 times. And when you beat him, he like the little shithead that he is, he gets up and he runs away, and then you got to go find him again, all right? So there's a Thing variant, a zombie variant, a damaged variant, and then DIY, which is a style of Funko Pops that are out there. My God, I hate this little son of a gun. He is, like, honestly, a huge, massive douchebag, all right? And, but I love him just the same because he's adorable, and God damn it. Number 9. All right, now that I got that out of my system, number 8, we have Mega Man, because, gosh, man, it's freaking Mega Man, okay? Everything about him is amazing. If you leave the music on, his music is amazing. I think it's so cool to have Mega Man in this game. I have, there was a collector's edition of one of the Mega Man re-releases, I believe, that came out on Nintendo Switch that had like a special edition Mega Man. I don't remember, something like that. I have a special Mega Man Funko Pop, and this is obviously the rainbow style that comes with the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World characters that you unlock on their world. The Scott Pilgrim vs. the World level might be one of the better levels to actually start off with, because you do get the cameo world for Five Nights at Freddy's, and you also get to start the Mega Man quest process. And I just love Mega Man. This is a game that I played growing up. I had the original Mega Man on NES. I think I went like straight through like 5 or 6 playing Mega Man games, and I think it's awesome. I love this guy, and it's really cool that he's in this game. There are a few different variations of him. Obviously, you've got the standard Mega Man, and then you've got the quick boomerang version. Obviously, they could have had so many different variants for Mega Man, considering all the different forms he can take by beating enemies. He has a Thing variant. He has a zombie variant. And like I said, all the characters from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World have a rainbow style, because there are like Pride Funko Pops that they put out. Like I have a Deadpool one. I have another one or two, but yeah. So the rainbow style is an option that they make for like chase figures and different exclusives. So I didn't get to use them as much because of Norwegian, but I still love them, and that is my number 8. At number 7, we have Marty McFly from Back to the Future. And there's so much to love about Marty McFly. As you can see, I have the zombie variant right now out, and there's his standard one in his puffy vest. Obviously, Back to the Future is an absolute classic. I grew up with all the Back to the Futures. I remember seeing Back to the Future 2 in the theaters, and thinking that is what the future was actually going to be like. Now we have passed that day in the actual world history, and it's nothing like that, obviously. So, but one of the reasons I love Marty is because he's got his little skateboard here. So, you know, kick, push, a little Lupe fiasco for Sadat the Gamer. And obviously he's got his guitar. All right, so there's only a few characters that use the guitar power. They're mostly from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. And I don't have any attachment to Scott Pilgrim, but I will say Scott Pilgrim's awesome because he has the most variants in the game. And I almost got him on the list because of that. But it's still Michael Cera, so I mean, I don't know. But Marty, obviously, just, you know, Michael J. Fox, a legend. I grew up with it. It means more to me. I needed a character that I would use the guitar with for all the amp puzzles and whatnot, and anytime you needed a guitar to be used. And for me, the choice was clear. Marty McFly from Back to the Future. So that is why he is on my list. And I guess I should probably show you his variants, like I have in other videos. So there we go. I don't know if he has a thing variant. I haven't tried to go for that. But here's Marty McFly. He's got a chrome orange. All the characters on the Jurassic shelf have chrome, orange chrome. And then every character has a black and white variant. And of course we have the zombie, which acquired from Shaun of the Dead. At number 6, we have Voltron, a character I wish, again, I used a whole lot more in the game. And honestly, when I do my next playthrough on Xbox, I do plan on using the characters I want a little bit more often, and not just trying to cheese my way through it. And I don't know, man. Look at this guy. Voltron was huge growing up, and you can tell that you know, someone like Arthur maybe had a little bit more influence, seeing as though, you know, we're similar age, and a lot of really cool 80s influence stuff here. But that's part of what make the Funko brand so popular, and how they kind of came up is nostalgia. You know, we love nostalgia. We love, you know, people like me are the like new adults of the world. You know, I'm gonna be 44 on Halloween, and you know, people my age are the ones starting to get into positions to make the decisions. And what do we want to do? We want to bring back the shit we loved when we were younger. And again, I apologize for swearing in this video. You guys know I don't usually love to do that, but I'm trying to be real at the same time, and Voltron is very real to me. I wasn't like a massive Voltron fan growing up, but I still watched it all the time if it was on. And I did love Voltron, don't get me wrong. For me, my big four growing up were, you know, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, and the fourth one, Star Wars. So those were like my biggest forms of entertainment growing up. And then we had like my tier 2, which included Voltron and like GoBots and this show called Visionaries. I loved that show. I don't know why. And probably WWE wrestling, you know, because it was cheesy back then. But anyway, Voltron was up there. Oh, and Thundercats. Can't forget Thundercats. That was kind of my tier 2. And this is, if I was like going with the coolest looking characters in the game, I mean, this is going to be top 3. All right. They nailed it. It looks amazing. I have the metallic Voltron Funko Pop, and this just really came out cool. I do wish, I mean, I understand why he doesn't have like a thing or zombie variant. It is a robot after all. I mean, this is like Power Rangers before they were a thing, you know? I do wish that there were those alternate skins, but he does have a tie-dye skin like everybody else in the Battlestar Galactica level. And then, of course, his black and white, which almost looks silver. It almost looks like just metallic, which is kind of cool, actually. Unfortunately, the guns don't follow suit. But in any event, this is number 6? I lost track. At number 5, we have Eddy Funko. This is the evil variant of Freddy Funko, who is the mascot of Funko. And I did not think this was a character that would be on my list. I feel like Omni-Man missed out so that Eddy could be here. And I probably wouldn't have picked him if it weren't for the fact that once you get 100% completion in the game, you get the coolest looking character variant in the game, period. And I say that over the ones for characters I love, like Skeletor. This is Eddy, though. This is what you see from him for most of the game as he becomes just this evil, bad guy. But, okay, when you go into his variant, after you get 100% completion, you will unlock the skeleton. Before we go there, here is regular Eddy Funko after you've kind of beaten the game as well, when his activated powers kind of switch off. But when you start the game, after you have that encounter and he shows up and kind of murders, unalives Foxo, he looks like this. He looks like this skeleton, and it is one of the best animations I've ever seen. Okay, this is just an amazing, just amazing the way that they made this look. Okay, he's literally if you kind of listen to him, he's been lurking in the cracks and crevices of the factory for years, and it looks it. Look at, he's put together with Funko soda cans. You can see all sorts of leftover plastic. He's got his crown on. This is sick. All right, there's no two ways around it. Now, Eddy, there are some purple doors you'll see in the game, and you can't, or even a chest that has purple over it. Usually, if that happens, it's story related, and you have to get to that part of the level. But there are a few that are purely there because you have to be Eddy in order to open it and unlock that area. So keep that in mind. Eddy's really cool. I just, this skeleton skin variant, whatever you want to call it, is just phenomenal. I love it. So Eddy Funko number 5. At number 4, we have Mecha Freddy. And you see Mecha Freddy in the actual first part of the game, where Freddy Funko pulls an Iron Man and puts his arms out like plastic Jesus and gets his armor. Now, this is a character you can only get from a code that comes in specially marked Funko Fusion branded Funko Pops. And you'll get these codes and you redeem them on their website, and you'd be able to get one of 5 different characters, which includes this Mecha Freddy, Slime Pit He-Man, Battle Damaged Megan. There's a Bob, Big Boy Bob, this guy right here. And there's one more, and I'm blanking. Dilly, the Dilophosaurus, an Eddy version of Dilophosaurus. So might see him next, but we'll see. Anyway, I love this guy. He's the one that I use the most because he did the. There are some puzzles that require the rapid shooting that you unlock from Battlestar Galactica. And I have no attachment to Battlestar Galactica. Everything I learned about Battlestar Galactica, I learned from Dwight Schrute, which is nothing. So I just know that he liked it. And this guy's awesome. I actually have, it was a Funko exclusive. You could only get it from Funko.com. I actually have his figure. And I just think it looks sick. It's an awesome looking nod to Iron Man. It kind of looks like a little bit of a knight. And it's Freddy Funko, but as a robot, and it's cool. I love his little turret. Obviously, he's got this sick axe, which is really cool too. And it just looks cool, and it was definitely a character I like to use a lot throughout my time playing. He doesn't have many variants, and obviously, like Voltron, you can't get the zombie version of him. He does have a chrome gold, which is another figure style that they do. I think I have a golden Batman amongst other things. So this is the only variant that he has. Now, he is the chase out of these codes. Basically, when you redeem the codes on the Funko website, you have a shot at getting one of those 5 characters. And I got lucky. I only entered 7 codes, and I got 2 Mecha Freddys, so I don't know what to say. I got lucky. But anyway, he's awesome. I love him, and I wish everybody could have him. But there's also something special about getting him out of the code and you not having him, maybe. So, I'm selfish. What can I say? There he is. At number 3, we have Dilly, the Dilophosaurus. I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but little known fact, if you mispronounce a dinosaur's name in a Jurassic World video, people will let you know how it's actually pronounced. And that is a great way to drive some engagement. And you know what else is a great way to drive engagement? This guy right here. This would be my number 1 if I didn't have such a personal attachment to 1 and 2. And this is absolutely the best character in the game. I even more so than Norwegian in a lot of ways, because as the 5th character that you unlock in Jurassic World, he has his perk, and his perk is super speed. He is the fastest character in the game, and honestly, sometimes I think that makes up for having invincibility, just being able to get where you want to go fast. You're going to use him to beat all the races with Knight Rider. Like, he's just awesome. Like, this is awesome. And I haven't even, like, I'm literally a minute in here, and I haven't even talked about the fact that he's dual wielding little mini guns of himself. How sick is that? All right. Now, this version that I have right here is the Eddy version of the Dilly. I like to call him that because it's better than mispronouncing. This is one of those 5 codes, okay? And I love it. I think it's special. It lets you unlock the character right away. Like, if you get him or the Megan code or the Slime Pit He-Man code, you actually end up having access to these characters before you unlock them in the game, which is awesome. But on business here, like, if we're just standing on business, Dilly here has so many cool variants. Here he is getting out of his box here. This is the standard version of Dilly. But his other variants are pretty sick too, okay? For a minute, he was the only character that had a thing variation. So he also has a zombie version. So there's his thing, and there's his zombie. All right, and then he has this chrome orange, which is something that everybody in Jurassic World has. And then you've got the red variation, a red Dilly. I just love it. And then, of course, we have that Eddy one. I do wish his little, because obviously, if you were alive when Jurassic Park came out, like I was, this is the dinosaur. This, like, other than the raptors, like, this is the dinosaur everybody remembers, because those little, like, antennas, I don't know what to call them, gills, flaps come out, and they just spit that venom, and I just always remember this dinosaur almost the most, even more than the raptors, kind of, just because of that scene with the dude that was on Seinfeld. I don't know his name, but you know what I'm talking about. Newman, that's who it is. And I love that he walks around and hits people with a leg. This character is fantastic. This is character design at its finest. These guns are phenomenal, and you just really can't beat it. I just wish his flaps came out. That would make me even cooler, and I would just keep talking about him, so I'm going to stop. The Dilly is amazing, and we're about to get into 2 personal dream characters that I never thought I'd get to play as in a video game. By the power of Grayskull, at number 2, we have He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Oh my God, this is my childhood right here. All right, I had every He-Man figure. I just freaking loved Masters of the Universe. Like, I watched this so much. I had like all of them, and I loved He-Man so much. Like, this is a dream come true. I actually there was a Masters of the Universe video game that came out on PS2, and it's super rare, like stupid rare. I have a copy of it. I think it's like I don't think it's an American version. I don't think it's NTSC. I think it's like a Japanese or European. I don't even know if I could ever even play it if I had a PS2. But it might even be PS1. No, it's PS2. Listen, we have not had He-Man very often in video games. It's so rare. It's so crazy. And everything about this is just personal to me. Like, it speaks to me. It's special. I mean, like, all these characters could have been on my top 10 list, you know? Like, Tila and Man-at-Arms and Orko. Like, I also see Trapjaw and Merman and all these other characters, Evelyn and Beastman in that world, and I'm like, God, I want to play as them too. I want just a Masters of the Universe Funko game, like nothing but Masters of the Universe. And like, look, man, this is sick. I whenever I saw him for the first time in the very first trailer that we ever saw He-Man in, I lost it. All right, there are a few. I don't like do a lot of reaction videos because I think a lot of times they're a little over the top and not always. I think a lot of people kind of play it up for the camera, but that situation was one of the situations where I was like, no, I get it. I understand why people are this way. So obviously he has a few variants. You got He-Man. All of the Masters of the Universe characters have this iridescent style, which is kind of like a silvery, like shiny, glowy look, and they're actually pretty sick. I actually like them a lot. And then on top of that, he's got his black and white variant. He can also become a zombie, and you can get a Thing variant. But most important, there's his black and white. You have Slime Pit He-Man. And I've watched enough videos about Arthur talking about these. I think at San Diego Comic-Con, he shared the story about this being something he wanted in the game, is Slime Pit He-Man, and I freaking love it. In order to get him, you have to get one of the Funko Fusion Funko Pops and redeem it with a code. It's one of the more common ones, and I did get... The only doubles that I got out of my 7 codes were this and Mecha Freddy. So I redeemed those on my Xbox, so I have them there. And man, there is another variation that I only have on Xbox, and maybe I edited it into this video somehow through the power of technology, where he looks like an Eddy version, but it came as a GameStop pre-order bonus. And yeah, I had some issues with GameStop, so it is what it is. And I don't have to go far to get to my number 1 character, okay? He's literally right here, and he is freaking Skeletor. Look at him in the box. I love their animations in the box, and they made a very distinct decision about having the characters, you know, be animated in the box. So when you're in the menu and when you're looking to choose them, it looks like they're trying to break out of the box. That was a style decision that they made for this game. So I know sometimes the menu can be a teeny bit glitchy, but there's a lot going on there, and it's taking up a lot of memory. So I hope you appreciate just how cool it is. Now, Skeletor, for me, like, I don't even play Call of Duty that much. But when I saw Skeletor was coming to Call of Duty, I instantly picked it up and tried to play as much as I could. Again, not a lot of Masters of the Universe in video games. There is a heavy rumor right now that He-Man and Skeletor will be coming to Fortnite, and you better believe those are going to be skins I never take off. And obviously creator code JayShockblast if you're playing Fortnite, but we're talking about Skeletor in this game. I tried to use him as much as I could. I have probably 5 or 6 different Skeletor Funko Pops. I have him sitting on his throne on my desk. Like, it's one of the few pops that I have out in here. I think I bought like 6 of them from Target when they're part of Target Con. I have a couple of the big 10-inch Funko Pops, and there is going to be one at New York Comic Con that's limited to 1,000, and I'm literally crying because I'm probably never going to get that. I am going to try to go to New York Comic Con, but getting to buy stuff from the Funko booth is very select, and I don't think there's any shot that I'll get an opportunity to do it. But I mean, I'm gonna be really sad if I don't get that one, because they're already on eBay for like $400. It's nuts. So Skeletor's got some really cool stuff, and like I said, if you watch my videos, you had to know this was coming. If you know anything about me, you know I love Skeletor so much. You know I love He-Man so much. On my Discord, when we don't use the laugh emoji, we use He-Man laughing as an emoji. So here's some of his variants. Obviously he has the iridescent, which is really cool. He's got the black and white. He's got a Thing variant, which I like a lot, actually. He looks dirty, but I like the 2 different eye colors. And then you have his zombie variant, which, you know, looks pretty metal, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, man, Skeletor, like I said, He-Man and Skeletor in a video game, it's special to me. It just doesn't happen very often. And, you know, here he is with his Snake Mountain in the background. It just doesn't happen, you know? And I just am so thankful that I got to experience it in this game. I would love to know who some of your favorite characters are in Funko Fusion, and why they're not Skeletor, because they should be. And I know there's probably some people like, how did you not put Invincible or Omni-Man on the list? And that's a great question. A lot of great characters. Probably people saying, why aren't The Walking Dead on the list? I'm saying, right? It's crazy. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, man, it's cool. I love making this video. Is fun to make. I hope you have a good day. We'll see ya.